What are the chances when I'm moving, it starts to downpour? You know, it's not all fun and games. It's moving week right now. And I just wanted to show you guys what's going on because it sucks. But it's also exciting. It used to be my bedroom. I took my bed apart, which is over there, and I actually sold my mattress because I didn't want to move the mattress, and it was only like a couple $100. It would have been easier to sell the mattress, which I did, and then I was like, I'm gonna go buy another one. So I actually went out and bought one that's over there, and that one is gonna come up to my new place with me. See those black and yellow bins over there? We all know where we get those from. Yeah, I came to this apartment with like, I think 12 of those? No, it wasn't that. It was 12 bins in total. There were 12, like, I think there were like eight of those bins. And then these are the heart bins that I got a while back. And I had 4 of those. I am downsizing like crazy. You have no idea. Well, people do actually have an idea of how good it feels to just purge stuff. Get rid of crap. It feels amazing. Really all I'm bringing with me is the bed frame, the mattress. I got, those bins are personal stuff. These are all my tools that I'm trying to like go through and figure out. I got my clothes that are a mess over there that I just threw in a pile. This is life, guys. I don't hide anything from anybody. I got this stuff over here that is kind of pretty much packed up. A couple power stations. I got, you know, the cube over there. Oh, that's all like office and organizational stuff. And then I got my kitchen. By the way, I have been using that as my desk right now, which is just my kitchen island. We're glaciers. Look at her. That's my bed. That's my freaking bed over there, which is my pull-out sofa. So I'm bringing my sofa with me. Couch, whatever. Just sleeping on my pull-out for the last 3 weeks because I sold my mattress a little prematurely. I didn't think it was going to sell as quickly as it did. And friggin', I've been selling things like crazy. It's been great. It feels so good to purge stuff. We'll give you guys a little rundown of what's happening in life. Get excited. Yay. All right, everybody. We got about 24 hours before I have to vacate the apartment. But I got a good story time for you here in a second. It's not that bad, actually. So my biggest obstacle today is going to be the damn couch. I don't like moving large furniture. Typically, I would just sell the damn thing and just buy another one. However, even though that's a nice, cheap IKEA couch, because that's what it is, I think it was like $800. Like, I would lose way too much money for me to make sense on that. So I'm just gonna, I rented a trailer and I'm just gonna pack that up and I'm gonna call it good. That is the largest piece of furniture I have. I got a couple coffee tables, TV stand, like no big deal. Everything else, like I said, I sold my mattress. I did all that other crap. I got to still pack up the bathroom. I packed up pretty much that entire mess that you guys saw earlier. All my tools, everything's actually already in the truck. This is probably going to take me, 2 hours? And then the all-important golf clubs. Anybody that's a golfer knows this, understands it. Got to pack up the golf clubs. Story time for everybody because I found this really fascinating. I didn't even know something like this could happen, but it did. And maybe people out there on the internet world can relate. So I found a really great apartment in the city I'm moving to, where I'm going to be working for Nomadic Customs. I was actually up in the Pacific Northwest like a couple months ago, and I knew that I was going to take the job. I knew I was going to move, so I started apartment hunting. I actually went to a couple different buildings. I viewed the properties. I am the type of person, I've worked hard for many years, and I am the type of person that likes to have a full amenity building. I found this really cool place. It was a brand new building. They weren't even opening up the building until this coming Monday, which worked out perfectly because I gave a notice and I was like, I'm gonna move out. I'll be able to move in right when the building opens. All is good in the world, right? 4 days ago, I got a call from the manager of the building. Now, there was a handful of people that were gonna move in on the same day as me. However, I was the only person moving from out of state. Got a call from the building and they were like, guess what? We failed inspections. you can't move in because we can't move anybody in because the building can't open technically because the inspections did not pass. I come from the construction world. I have no idea how I was able to do all that, especially the deposit, without having a concrete date being like, it is this day that you are going to be able to move in. I get it. They were trying to get the leases going. I'm like, guys, I already gave a notice in my apartment. They've already rented the apartment that I'm in right now. It's already rented to somebody else like a week after I leave. So I can't extend my stay here. So now you might be like, all right, well, maybe they can put you up for a couple weeks, which they did offer. But I'm like, all right, I'm starting a new job. I've got a dog. I've got other things in my life. It's just called life that it's going to be hard for me to be displaced or not in a comfortable living situation for like 2 weeks. And I know that 2 weeks doesn't mean 2 weeks. It's more like probably a month. When you fail inspections, it could go on for 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8. It could go on a lot longer. So I know they don't know, and I don't know, and okay. So pretty much I was in a scramble the last like 2 or 3 days, not only packing up my apartment, but I had to find a new building to move into. So luckily, I did find a new building, and I have not viewed it. I am about to actually sign the lease today and give my deposit, and I'm doing it all blind. I'm doing it off of what people have told me that they've seen and they like, what the building itself, what I've seen online. So it's a crapshoot, but I know the area really well, and I'm also going to be close to work. This building has a crap ton of amenities, center of the city, and it's actually less expensive than the other building I was moving into. I'm gonna do some math here before I come on camera again. I want to actually do the math on how many times I've moved since selling my full-time van, even though I've done van builds after that. And I actually did some really quick math that I lived easily over 1,000 days in my first 2 vans full time. I was at least 1,000 days because I did 3 years, and 365 times 3 is a little over 1,000. Plus, it was a little bit more. It's more like 6 months. But I took some time off because I was building my van and I was living at, I think, my mom's house when I was doing my second van. 1,100 days, give or take, of living full time, maybe a little bit more. Maybe I'll try and do math on that. But full time living in a van, and then I want to know how many times I've moved since selling my van, because I've moved I think 7 times. I'll figure that out for everybody. All right, good morning. It's move out day. We got a lot of work to do. I went to bed last night at I think 2-ish a.m. And I've got a slow start this morning. It's 9 o'clock now. You always underestimate how much crap you got to do, So last night I packed up 95% of the trailer and truck, and then I slept on, thank goodness, I teamed up with, I always screw up their name. It's either Heast or Hest. I think it's Hest. I always screw up their name though. But that camping pad is phenomenal. As you can see, Glacier loves it. Not the double, because that's 2 of them, but it's the wide, so it's 30 inches wide. 75, is it 75 long? I don't know, I'll have to look up the dimensions online, but it's freaking so comfortable. That came in handy, and it's probably going to come in handy on my drive unless I just sleep in the front seat, which is likely going to happen. And I can't wait to use that in my actual camping setup, whether I get my rooftop tent again, or maybe I build out the back of my truck. Whatever it is, I'm definitely going to be using that in the future. I have been following this company for a long time, and they sent me, I haven't tested it out yet, but they also sent me the pillow, and I can't wait to check out the pillow as well. And I think I'm an affiliate with them, so you guys might want to check out the link below, because I definitely should have some sort of affiliation with them. Not sponsored by them. I'm just an affiliate for them. Their product is freaking awesome, and it saved me last night because I had to pack up my couch and pack up my bed and pack up everything else, and it was great. It worked out. I didn't think I had that much crap, man. I'm telling you, I had a lot of stuff. I cannot move anymore. I seriously cannot move. The last segment, I think I was talking about how many times I moved, and I get a count. I did a quick estimate. Since selling my full-time van, and it's only been like 3 or 4 years, I have moved, I think, 11 times. So 11 times, and we'll round up to 4 years, but I think it's safe to say it's been 4 years. That's ridiculous. There was a video I put out earlier this month or a few weeks ago of like being like, not like levels of depression. It's more of like a meaning of purpose. And when you move that many times, like, I guarantee you that did something to my psyche. The last few times that I have moved, like I've been somewhere like this, I didn't feel like this was home. I never felt like this was home where I am right now. Where I'm going to, I really feel much better mentally. And I also feel like I have a purpose. Definitely want to buy something in the near future, especially because I'm now a W-2 employee, which is like so nice. I know that people, it's so fun. I want to do this on like my podcast channel. I want to talk about like how people love working for themselves. And I think it's fantastic. I technically work for myself. There are a lot of cons. There's a lot of pros. There's a lot of cons. And I want to talk more about that with guests when I have them on my podcast. I gotta finish my coffee, and I need to hit the road. She is out, huh? She probably didn't sleep that well because she's probably like freaking out. She definitely freaked out yesterday because, she doesn't like moving either, and I don't blame her. Or maybe just the Heast mattress is that good. Maybe she's that comfortable. Maybe I should get the dog bed. Before I end this segment, that's the Heast mattress for humans, but it's again the same material they make for the dog beds. And then right next to her is her bed, okay? And she's choosing to lay on that, okay? That is a really expensive Pendleton dog bed. Pendleton dog bed, Heast mattress or Hess mattress. What? Apparently, I don't know. Maybe because I was laying there earlier, maybe she likes my body heat, which is probable, but still, I think that's funny.
Really? Really? What are the chances when I'm moving, it starts to downpour?
I am officially moved, but I'm not in the new apartment yet, which is annoying. All right, so I didn't really show anything about me moving, like the actual move with the truck, and it's because it was just so much happening. But I spent one night in the truck. I slept in the front seat. It was one of the most uncomfortable places, like areas to sleep in my truck, because the truck was full of crap and glacier, and it just was not comfortable. And I should have made space for that Heast or Hess mattress in there, but I didn't. I actually filled up my whole back of my truck as well as that 5x8 trailer. So it was just a lot. Luckily, my friend has this really great apartment that is empty because he moved out of it, and he still has like 2 or 3 weeks left on the lease. So I am now staying here for the next 3 or 4 days while my apartment becomes ready, because of that whole story that happened before, that I had to find a new apartment at a blink of an eye and blah, 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 blah. You just make things work sometimes. There's literally nothing in here. Like, this is all my stuff on the ground. I packed for the days that I'm going to be, that I need. That's it. That's like my clothes and my backpack, my laptop and everything. Glacier, and that's a pull-out over. That's it. That's all that's it. There's nothing else in here. No table, nothing. So we do have these really cool floor-to-ceiling windows, which the new place will also have beautiful floor-to-ceiling windows. All I really need is a place to sleep. I got a bathroom and a shower. Really, if I need a kitchen, this is like hotel living. I have a kitchen just in case I need a kitchen, and a refrigerator, and that's all I need. Now, I said earlier that I have moved 11 times in the past 3 or 4 years. I said that earlier, before I moved and before the rainstorm and monsoon. That was crazy, by the way. I even got an alert on my phone that said, "Do not travel." I traveled. What I meant by when I moved that many times, what I meant by that is I moved 11 times, but I was it was like some of those times were actually in the same city. So when I originally sold my van, I moved into an apartment in Portland, Oregon. That's where I was. And then I decided very quickly to move to Bend, Oregon, which is about 3.5 hours away. I lived in 2 separate places in Bend, Oregon. And then from Bend, Oregon, I went to Las Vegas. And then from Vegas, I actually went back to Portland, in Portland for a little bit, and then I decided to build a tiny house. During that Portland time, I built out a van that got stolen, and then I decided to build a tiny house after I sold that van. And I was like, cool, let's do a tiny house. And I was like, oh, and then I went from Portland back home because I wanted to be back on the East Coast because I felt like it was right to be around family and build my house over there. And then I was looking for property over there because I was like, maybe I should settle down in the Northeast. Spent a year building that house. And during the year, I actually started in New Hampshire. I lived in New Hampshire at a buddy's place for like 2 weeks. I didn't even count that. So then I lived in my dad's house, but it was in a separate living quarters at my dad's house. And I was there for like 3 or 4 months, and then I ended up living in my shop, which not a lot of people knew. I never told the internet, and it was completely not allowed. So I was living in my shop for like, I want to say 6 months, and that was during the winter. My shop and my dad's house was about 30 to 40 minutes away from each other. And they kind of found out I was living there, and I was like, uh-oh. And they were really nice about it, and they were just like, hey, we have inspectors coming through, so make sure that you're not living in here. And I'm like, okay, they know. Anyways, I went back to my dad's house. During that time, even before I moved into the shop, I actually already purchased my land that I was going to put the tiny house on. Back to my dad's house, lived in his spare bedroom, his guest room for like 2 months, maybe 3. And then I moved the tiny house up to Maine, which is where I lived in my tiny house for however long. From Maine, I actually went out to Southern California because I was going to work with Sandy Vans, and I lived in the Sandy van for like 2 or 3 months while we were going through some stuff and figuring stuff out, and I wanted to transition back to the West Coast. And then from there, it's not that it wasn't working out with Sandy Vans, it was great. It was just, I was like, I need more stability in my life, so I moved to Las Vegas, knowing that I was still close enough to San Diego that I could still work for Sandy Vans when they needed me. And then Vegas, and then I was like, okay, now I'm gonna go move back up to the Pacific Northwest. So all of that since, I think, 2020. Wow. So yeah, I am done. I cannot move anymore. I think the next time I move will be, I'm really going to be rigorously looking, is it rigorously or like ferociously? I'm going to be looking for a building to buy that I can convert into a live workspace. I've been wanting to do this since college. This is, anybody that knows me, if you've been watching my videos long enough, for the years I've been putting out content since 2018, you will know that this has been a dream of mine. I love the industrial loft vibes. I love building. I love having my own space and own my own shop. So why not combine all of that? There was actually a project I did in college that I created a warehouse space, like one of our design classes. I like made this space that actually had a fire pole in it. And I got yelled at so badly by my professor, was like, this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So now I really want to find an industrial loft space and convert it into a live workspace and put a fire pole in. I want to get it appraised and then send it off to that professor and be like, look at this, I actually knew it was worth it. I don't know if I'm actually going to do all of that. I'm just saying it would be super cool if I did. Those are some lofty goals and dreams, but if you guys have been watching me long enough, you know that I like to go after really high hopes and dreams and really work hard to get there. And I will do what I want to do because that's what this channel is all about. I also want to inspire you to do whatever you want to do. That's enough out of this video. I am super excited to kind of start life again here at the new city and obviously have my ride or die. Yeah, look at her. She's pooped. Stay tuned for the next video. I have no idea what it's going to be, but it's going to be another vlog. Everything I do here is vlog style. Also, you may want to go and check out the other channel I got going on, which is They Just Don't Get It podcast. I'm done doing podcasts on this channel, but it is going to be very controversial. We're going to call out a lot of people. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to talk a lot about van building and just building in general. And we're going to have a lot of guests on and all that good stuff. So definitely check out They Just Don't Get It because that's what it's all about. See you later.